Wait, and we're live. How you doing,
We
man?
are live. I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm good. I'm good. Super stoked to have you on probably what's going to be the first episode of the NGMI podcast.
Cool.
So really appreciate
Nice.
you joining me and
Of course.
jumping on.
Yeah, man. I think we're
Um,
both pretty tired, but we'll make it through it. Yeah.
Dude, I can't believe the time zone bungle. I literally set an alarm for like 10 past 5 this morning. It was just like, ooh.
It's
And then
so
you're
t-
like,
I,
now? I was
yeah, in my
like,
schedule it was yeah, I'm about to be pushing an hour cuz all my stuff was charging. Um yeah, I'm in Argentina, so it's a weird time zone. It's like EST plus 2 when it's daylight savings, and then it's like EST plus 3 when it's not, or something like that. It's fucking weird. So like,
dude, same
but
with, yeah.
but it's good with like I get good middle ground to like Western Europe and US. So like I'm right in the middle. So it works out pretty well
Mm.
for me. But then when it comes to like Asia and Australia, it's like it's just not good.
Oh man,
Um,
Australia time is fucking useless for me. Like the amount of stuff where people are
yeah.
like, "Hey, do you want to do calls at 1 a.m.?" and I'm like, "Not really, but
Yeah,
I
I get a
guess I
lot of
could do
I do a
it."
lot of agent calls, and I'm like, ugh.
Yep.
But I work at night usually better anyway. So
Mm.
it's usually kind of just I like working when nobody's expecting me to answer my phone. So
Yep.
it works out.
No,
But where are
that's
you
sick.
based in Australia?
So I'm in Melbourne.
Oh, okay. I've been to Sydney. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, if you ever pop into Melbourne, fucking let me know, dude, and we'll hook
Oh, I'm
up.
sure I will be. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I find a similar thing where I'm like, I'm definitely like an early bird in the sense that I like waking up early and getting shit done early. But in terms of like actual creative output, it's really annoying because I find that my most like creative fun hours are like after 9 p.m.,
Oh
which
yeah.
is cooked because I usually get up at like 5:30 and then like 5:36. But then also I'm like, oh, I can get so much good stuff done
Yeah.
up until about midnight one. And so it's like, it's a
Yeah.
bad kind of like cycle to get stuck in.
That's why I found like I'm bad at jobs, because like some jobs they're like, we want you here like 8 to whatever, and like online, and I'm like, all right, that's cool, but like, can I cook at night? Like, that's what I need to, because like a lot, I don't know, it's just I found that to be difficult. But like, I'm now pretty much just like doing my own thing, and founding a company, and doing a podcast, and doing spaces, and you know doing some mild advising for some companies, and finally found a way to shift over to just having my own schedule. And then of course, like the musician I work with, we're about to do like 2 years of touring. So um,
Jesus.
yeah, it's gonna be a really life changed really fast over the last 3 years. It was weird.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Dude, I think really good way to kind of kick it off is, and it's something I'm really curious about because I haven't looked into the pancakes law at all, like too much. How did you get started in
Yeah.
crypto? Like what was the day to day before, and then like how did it
Yeah.
all come together?
2017 originally, on my IRL account, which is why I'm doxxed. Because
Mm.
I worked in the music industry. I dropped out of university. I dropped out of Vandy when I was 18, and then just like first semester in, started managing rappers, and did that for a while. Ran my own PR and marketing company. That did really well until COVID hit, and nobody had money to spend on marketing and music or anything. So that kind of died. Kind of got depressed, and lost everything in 2017 in the market trying to play around with
Shit.
crypto. But I learned who like the OGs were, and like who the people were to listen to were, and all that. But like I just didn't, I was like, what at that time I was like, what's the point in sticking around in a bear market? It just didn't. I didn't realize. I didn't understand
Mm.
cycles. I didn't realize. I didn't understand anything. So I like sold the Pico bottom of the 2018 2017 cycle, and went to Thailand, and for the first time leaving the country. And then from there I like got the travel bug in me, and did some other business ventures that worked out pretty well for a couple years. I've always been an entrepreneur. Like my last job was like Walmart customer service when I was 18, and I just like left that to start my own PR firm for independent musicians, and that did really well. But yeah, I've always just kind of worked for myself and figured it out. But I was traveling the world for like 2.5 years or so, um, mostly Asia, a little bit of Europe, and ran out of money, of course, because,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't very good with money in my early 20s. So I was like flying to Miami when I was 19 and renting Mustangs and just like doing stupid stuff like that. So ran out of money. 2021 comes around. I'm like living with my roommate, who owned the house, one of my best friends. And he, like, I couldn't pay rent, anything like that. I was like driving Amazon Flex, like delivering packages to like cover my phone bill and like just trying to figure out what my next step was. But he like believed in me and like knew I'd figured it out. Kind of fell into like a depression. And then one night I was just like super drunk and I was like, oh, crypto's kind of coming back, you know, and maybe I'll make this. So my original plan was, because people don't realize this, there's such a huge community on Facebook that loves crypto. Like huge pages, like 30,000, 40,000 people. And I was really familiar with Facebook because I ran like big Facebook pages and would post videos and monetize them. I did that for a while. And so I learned there was a big crypto community, but it was like the lowest IQ crypto community you can imagine on Facebook. So my original name was Facebook.
That checks out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's very funny. My original name was FacebookBrah. And my idea was like, let's just post all the alpha from Facebook and be as dumb as possible. And then I took well, I won't say it here, but I took money I shouldn't have taken. Not I didn't steal it, but it was money that shouldn't have been used for crypto. And I put it all in. I was like pancake swap shitcoining, and lost all of it in 2021. So I was like PancakesBrah, and that kind of caught on a little bit. Kobe found my account really early and like retweeted me and followed me, and from there it was like starting to take off. And I never intended the account to be anything. I was just like, this will be fun for a few days. And then as I started getting a following, I was like, oh, some important people are following me. Maybe I should pay attention. And in 2017, there wasn't really need for like marketing BD guys as much as there is now. So I started to realize like, oh, maybe there's something here in the future. But I was kind of coming in like first quarter or second quarter of the bull run. So like I had missed a lot of stuff. I wasn't around for DeFi summer. But I was making friends and just being nice and like goofy and funny and like annoying people, but like in a wholesome way. And I got put in a lot of group chats and like made some really good friends, made all the friends I needed to make, and then had the only like win at the time in crypto was like a parallel card I pulled. I pulled a prime key and sold it at the Pico top for like 50K. And that gave me just enough money to travel to a bunch of conferences and just meet people. So I got to meet all the anons, on the timeline, like, Crypto Dog and like all these people were from the first people I ever met, which was crazy to me because like, these are people I had looked up to in like 2017. And, but, just going to conferences at the time was the move. Now it's not as cool, but like in 2021, that was fun because everyone was more open to like meeting people and doxing. Somewhere along the line, I finally, like, it was like 2.5 years of me just being broke and like turning down paid shills and stuff and like just trying to keep a good reputation because I thought it would pay off in the long term. And I finally tweeted like, guys, I need a job. I'm self-taught marketing BD, really good at it. Did really well with my artists early on. And Hentai Avenger retweeted me, and then IDEX DM'd me, and then I met Victor in Consensus, and they hired me pretty much on the spot. Took care of me when I was really sick for like 6 months in the hospital. I was also like stealth advising at Aurora during the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of doing two things at once because I was so used to being broke for like 2.5 years. I was like, get all the jobs you can. So I was like, no one really knew, but I was like stealth advising at Aurora for a little bit, and then from there, I got brought over to FrenTech for a while, and then I was there for a little bit, and then but this most recent move off of it, I realized like I just founded a company called an FYI FYI. I mean, there's nothing on the website yet, but we got the domain.
Yeah, I saw that. I was literally doing some background on it, and I was like, "What? What is this?" So
yeah, it's funny. when I tweeted founded and FYI, I get like 1,000 followers on it immediately because everyone thinks it's a crypto product, but it's a Web2 SaaS product. It's not even crypto.
Okay.
But I have two really good co-founders, and it's taught me a lot. First time I founded a company, other than like the companies I did, earlier in my 20s, but like founding a company with like equity and employees and other founders and raises. Like I had to go do the whole raise by myself, which was very difficult because like nobody in crypto wants equity; they want coins. So they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this sounds cool. Like, when's the coin come out?" And I was like, "Never. Like, it's just a crypto. It's just a Web2 product." But it was, it's like it'll be revealed what it is when it's time. But like, we start building on that soon. Really excited. So first company I've truly founded. Working on Wassieverse now as a kind of co-project manager with Monkey Charts for NFTs. And then I'm doing some stuff for Monad as well. I love that team. I've known Tunes and Intern and John Rich for 4 years now. Tunes and Intern, we like toured castles in Lisbon together, like 4 years ago, during Breakpoint. And so I'm doing that, starting a podcast called Consensual Chaos with Mishka and Jim, and then hosting spaces with Jim, Wassieverse, Endless, which is a company I just invested in, founded by Tim Exile, who's like a really well-known old school, like DJ in the space. Really happy with that product. Invested in that. I'm flying out to London soon to help them with some things, trying to finish the raise. So doing spaces with them. What else am I doing in spaces? Oh, and then I co-host the Monad Spaces with Tunes. So, I'm doing like like 4 spaces in a podcast. Plus, I have quite a few offers in my inbox for advisory roles. So we'll see what happens. I just can't do it anymore. I realized I was an entrepreneur when I was 18. So I was like, I'll do crypto jobs, and then 2 or 3 jobs into them, you're just like, you're not built for this. Like, you're not supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to kind of be doing your own thing. So that's just kind of it's just who I am. Like, I need to be doing my own stuff. So that's where I'm at now.
Manage all that, dude? Like, you're constant. Like, whenever I'm online, like I'm in a bunch of group chats, and you're always in all of them.
I'm in
like every single fucking one.
I'm in like 100 groups.
How do you keep that all like above board?
I don't look at my DMs. Like, that's like, people get mad at me. They're like, "Oh, I've hit you up so many times." Like, dude, if you understood what my DMs look like it would, like, it's just absurd. I'm actually gonna spend some time today trying to get through them because there's actually a lot of important stuff in there right now. Oh man, my dream is to clear my DMs. I haven't had clear DMs in 8 months. So
get to Twitter DM 0.
Oh God! If Elon would just like separate group chats from personal DMs, I'd be so happy.
True.
But yeah, other than that, I don't really know. I'm kind of, and also I'm managing a musician, or helping out his co-manager who I've known for 12 years. Artist name is Monrovia. He's killing it. He's got like 400K TikTok, 400K Instagram, 150 Facebook. 600,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Twitter, we just started building, so I'm kind of taking the lead on that. We just started building YouTube. Going to try to do some stuff with Audius and Sound XYZ. But, we're at this point where we've turned down like every label in the country, and like we're just wanting to do our own thing, because he's a really special artist. And so that's what I'm focusing on. I really want that to be my full-time job by the end of this year, is just music. Because I want to go back to working with my original artists who I ended up signing to good publishing deals, but walking away. But like, I really want to go back to music full time. That's my passion. And I'll always be crypto adjacent. Probably working with like Imogen Heap on some things. I know her really well. I just spent like a week with her in London. And then I
saw that. That's something I wanted to ask. How did you tee that up?
I tweeted $1,000 to whoever gets me in touch with Imogen Heap, and she replied. So She was like,
thousand
"What's
dollars
up?"
to image and then, huh?
Well, no. um, but she was like, "What's all the fuss about?" And we connected finally. Got on a call, and then Mon had was finishing up performing in front of the UN in Rome, in front of like 300 world leaders, and he was wrapping up that 2 day thing or 3 day thing, and then he went to London for 2 sold out shows. So I was like, "I'll fly out to London." I hit up Imogen, and she was like, "You can just stay with me," and I was like, "Okay, cool, great," because she's been one of my favorite artists since I was like 17. So it was like really weird to me. So stayed at her place for a while, ended up getting an Airbnb for a while, but like really got to know her, incredible person. Got to meet Tim Exile, who's the founder of Endless, the company I just invested in. Um, I think it was that week that I realized like it's time to move on from crypto.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Hmm.
I wanted to see out what I was doing at the time, but that didn't work out. But which is honestly a blessing in disguise, um, because now I have so many other opportunities. I'm able to like work with Mon more full time, um, and focus on music. I'm able to focus on Wassieverse, which we have some really crazy stuff coming. And then found my own company, which I think is going to be probably the biggest thing I do this year. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's wild.
I'm doing a lot, but also like unemployed. So it's like
Yeah.
it's a weird balance. Like I make my own schedule, but I'm juggling quite a bit right now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you've said that, like, you know, you kind of you're going to remain crypto adjacent, and the music's definitely like the number one passion. What do you think's like changed the most in the crypto space since you've been around?
Since
And what's
2017,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I would NFTs brought a really weird flavor to everything, as far as
Mm.
like the participants in the market. Like I'm more of like a traditional, like I don't say Web3, like I just say crypto. Like it's corny, but it's just like I just Web3 became this weird like PC thing to say, like more not PC, family friendly. Um,
Yeah.
I get it, but it's just like we're crypto. You know what I mean? Like that's just those are my people. So it's like I think the NFT run, it helped in a sense of like introducing people to the space, but so many great like
Yeah.
I've made this distinction on the timeline, but I've never really said it. But like, what I like about crypto is everyone admits that it's PvP, and everyone's like kind of an honest thief. And what I noticed with which I appreciate a little bit more, but what I noticed with like Web3 people is they pretend to be there for like this this like some virtue signaling reason, and like this is going to change this and the world and the art and this and that. But at the end of the day, they're just shilling what makes them money. And I'm like
Yeah.
if you're gonna do that, at least be real. And it's just funny to me. And that's not true for everybody. It's a huge generalization, like huge. But it's just like the biggest shift I saw was like when I saw Web3 people coming in, I saw like the sneakerheads and like the people that were just flipping shit and like whatever. They were pumped. They had no idea what the culture was, no respect for the culture. Not like the culture is like something you should respect. Like crypto's not like a great place ethically. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was off putting to a lot of people because it was just like what are you doing here and like blah blah. I've learned to accept it and become friends with a lot of the NFT people. I'm very good friends with pretty much all of them now. It's funny, I'm friends with like most of the people I shit on Twitter. Like even a lot of the red pill guys, like I just shit on them and they just keep adding me to their groups and I can't really make. I've tried, like I can't really make enemies in the space. It's kind of difficult. Like I just shit on
Just the
people
most
and like
wholesome dude on the
I get
timeline, man.
I guess, but like I also talk shit and I'm like, but it's in a way where I'm like I'm being honest and like they know it's true, so they kind of laugh about it, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. Like I have no enemies as far as I'm concerned. Like no, I don't hate anybody really.
Mm.
And it's more of like you just don't understand what you're doing. Like I would jump into NFT spaces in the middle of the bear market, and they'd be trying to analyze while their NFTs were down, like oh, the traits are this and this is this, and I was like, guys, listen, like your NFTs are down because it's a bear market. Like it's like that simple. Like there's nothing
No
to
one wants to
like.
buy fucking
Yeah,
NFTs,
like
man. Like
yeah,
it's
no one wants to buy anything. Like they just
yeah.
didn't understand that. Like that was their first time at bat. So I tried to be that, and I expected a lot of hate for that, but I would get a bunch of DMs after each space and just be like, oh, thank you for like being real about that. Like because I get it. Like these spaces hosts, that's like their brand and that's what they built and that's what they're standing on. So they got to have a spaces every night and like have something to talk about. But like at the end of the day, like if everything's down, everything's down. It's got nothing to do with
Yeah.
like your
I feel like
traits.
people just appreciate and just can kind of recognize when, the truth is being presented to them,
Yeah,
however unfortunate. It's just that
and
like,
it's not
okay,
even like I know the
he's got a
truth.
point.
It's just like I'm just speaking from my experience. I haven't been around that long, but it's like it's pretty obvious that when there's no money in the market, that no one's buying your NFTs, especially. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's pretty simple. Like I feel like we're coming out of it now. We're not fully, in my opinion, bull run ready yet, but like all the feels are there. You know, airdrop
Hmm.
season's here. We're getting some DeFi summer 2.0 feels, and like I'm really
Yep.
what's cool about being unemployed is I get to really pay attention to the market, and I've done a lot of airdrop stuff and like done very well, and been able to start making investments, which is a first for me. Um, getting some equity in some companies that I believe in long term. So yeah, a lot's changed honestly over just the last like 3 months. Like I went from like
Mm.
living paycheck to paycheck to now like kind of controlling what I do for the next year or two, for the most part, as long as I don't mess up too bad. Um, and
That's huge, man.
I'm
Congrats
really
on that.
hoping, yeah, I'm really hoping this is like kind of me sunsetting from like the trenches of crypto this cycle. Um, Probably before the end of the cycle, to be honest, because of these tours. Like after I leave London, I'm going to London in mid-February, and then going to LA, and we start the last two-thirds of Monrovia's tour. And after that, I pretty much see myself not really doing anything crypto except like Wassie bursts probably because I'll stick with Inverse Bro till the end. I was saying like originally like I got into crypto reading like all of the like Antonopoulos books and like trying to just be smart and I don't know philosophical and like trying to whatever sovereign individual all that stuff. And I was on like a
Yeah.
reading binge at the time, so I was like, "Oh, this is really interesting." And then I got in, and I was like, "Oh, you can make money here." I was like, "Cool." So I got in like it's funny. I'm like a Bitcoin maxi, but I'm also like not in our lifetime. So like I don't own
Yeah.
any
Okay.
Bitcoin. I'm like a Bitcoin maxi that owns no Bitcoin because I just don't think it matters. And like also I don't have the volume for it to matter. Like I don't need a two
True.
X. You know, like I don't need a 2X right now at all. That's not
Someone
important to me.
deliver me 100x. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And for the record, I don't trade shit coins either. So it's like it's a weird balance. It's like you got to choose where you put your money. And Bitcoin maxis are great if you've got a bunch of money already, and it's easy to bet on that for the future. But I truly believe, even in my lifetime, I don't think Bitcoin's going to matter in a macro sense. Um,
Mm.
so I am a Bitcoin maxi. I just think it's a long way away. And people are like, "You don't own Bitcoin? Fuck!" I'm like, what is it going to do for me right now? Like nothing. Like really nothing. And like when I make some money, I'll buy a Bitcoin for the culture. Like it is what it is. But it's like right now, I'm focused on like building companies, working with musicians, which is what I'm really really passionate about. Crypto is kind of a means to an end that I tripped into. Um,
Mm.
it's just turned into a 3.5 long year journey of just like man, just I mean, you know how it is. It's just
Yep.
tough. It's just tough.
Oh, dude. I
I'm getting
find that
worn
like, yeah,
out.
because I'm like, I work full time in crypto, and you'd
Yeah.
think that that would lend itself to being like, oh, I can stay across markets and I can do all this. Not at all. Like when I'm
No.
writing and doing articles and interviews, I miss almost everything. Like in terms of being able to like actually act on it. By the
Yeah.
time I've seen it, it's too late on like a day to day kind of info
Yeah.
basis.
Dude, both
Um,
of my jobs, I was working so much. I had no clue what was going on in the market ever. Because you just don't have
yep.
time to look at the timeline. And I had already made all the friends. Like I know everyone in the space I need to know. I don't. There's not that many more people I need to meet. Or if I needed to, I could make a connection with them. But like now, it's actually kind of nice to like because I haven't done it in so long, like stare at the timeline all day and see what's going on, or like text some friends of
Yeah.
mine that like know what's going on, and it's kind of fun right now. Like honestly, the market's more fun right now than it's been in a long time. Maybe the most fun that it's ever been since I've been in crypto. Just because I see the opportunity, and it's like once you've been through a couple cycles, you start to see the matrix a little bit. Like you kind of see just like what's kind of unfolding. Um, and it's just a lot more fun this time around. And, you know,
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to have opportunities to teach me a lot and put me in positions and introduce me to the right people to build stuff and like work on the right things and find the right projects to use early. So yeah, I don't know. I'm in a very strange part of my life right now. Like I live in Argentina. I'm a resident here. Um, I'm gonna be on tour for like a year and a half soon, and then like there's a chance I'll end up living in London for a long. I just don't know what the next few years of my life look like. So it's like
Yeah. Okay.
I'm at a big crossroads where like I'm just like taking it day by day. We'll see what happens.
No, that's awesome. You said like a lot on the timeline that you're not like an active trader, that you kind of like actively
Never,
avoid chasing
never.
coins altogether. What is the Pancakes Bruh investment strategy kind of look like? Like how do you approach the coins?
Uh, yeah, I've said this a few times. I have a unique ability that like when I buy a coin, it goes straight down as soon as I buy it.
Yeah.
I'm very good at
You
that.
and me both, man.
Yeah,
So don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of my like that's like my thesis on how I trade. I've never traded for the record, like traded. Like I have no idea how to
Yeah.
use a fucking Dex, and I worked for one. So it's like I don't trade. Um, but even shitcoin chasing, I learned that I'm not good at it, and once you see, like very rare cases, will I like have the right conviction or the right person tell me the right thing to be like buy this thing. But for the most part, like nobody knows what I own. I make that a very strong point. Like for the most part, like if it's goofy, whatever. But like I make it a point not to show my bags at all because it's like I don't I don't want anyone getting any advice from me because I barely
Yeah.
know what I'm doing. So just because I have 27,000 followers and people like me doesn't mean you should be doing what I'm doing. So my investment strategy is high conviction plays on what you believe in, um, which I have very few as far as coins are concerned, and then equity, essentially.
Hmm.
So founding my own company, um, finding things I can afford to invest in, and then I'm open to some advisory roles here and there if they're really low bandwidth because I've kind of gained the reputation to be able to do that with marketing and BD. So there's some people I'm talking to about doing that, maybe for like 6 month contracts or 3 month contracts. So, but really that's just to get me by and have, because like my cost of living is nothing. So really that's just to get me by until like some of the things I've done pay off, which I'm pretty confident I'll be okay. I'm at a place in my life now, like when I was 26 or 27, I thought it was over. Like I was like, I left music. Um, Nothing, I couldn't get anything going, whatever. And now, you know, a few years later, I'm 30, and like I thought that was going to scare me turning 30, but it really didn't, because like my goal was by 30 to live in a different country. I always wanted out of the U.S., and I did that by 28. So like, and I have the greatest friends in the world here.
Hmm.
You know, shout out to Andy and Parsley. They've taken care of me. They're crypto people too, just like smaller accounts. And
It's always the
and
small accounts, man.
dude, it's small, yeah, always. And I will say, Kobe and NFTs are two of the reasons I'm still here. Kobe
Hmm.
is a mysterious man, but he's been very nice to me in the right times when I needed it. NFTs is just all around a great human being, just the sweetest
Yep.
human being ever. So I'll work for him forever if it means seeing his vision succeed. I mean, he's the culture. He is crypto. You know,
It's little shit. It's yeah.
it's
It's
you know.
eternal.
So we're about to do some huge things with Wassieverse in the next few weeks. Like we're actually having a photo shoot here in Argentina for the merch, which we got made. in China at the same factories that do like Bape and Louis Vuitton and like all those brands. So like we have really high quality, good merch coming out, and then after that, an airdrop for all the art because the art is not good, and we have amazing 3D art coming out, and we have something special planned for the art drop, and then from there we just have like a roadmap of like a year of like really cool stuff. So we plan on
Yep.
making whatever Inverse Bros vision is. I want to make that a reality because he's crypto to me.
That's incredible, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I made a bet with PancakesBrah. It's probably the dumbest shit I've ever done, but I was like, I'll get a Wassie tattoo if Bitcoin hits 50K on the day of approval. And it's looking like that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm like, why did I tie the bet to this?
I mean,
but I'm going to fucking do it.
I'm gonna get one anyway, so don't feel too bad about it.
Yeah. No, that's so good. It's just explaining to my girlfriend what it is and
Just
why it's permanently
hide it
inked
very
on my
well.
body.
Yeah, just hide it very well. No, I'll definitely have a small team tattoo at some point. I don't have
Yeah.
many tattoos. I have a lot of small ones. One really important one on my back I got in Thailand. But like, yeah, I'll get like a little shit tattoo, or like
Yeah.
a crescent moon or something like that.
What does the
Um,
back tat say?
the back tat is it's a sakyant. It's a holy tattoo, holy Buddhist tattoo. I'm not religious or spiritual or anything, but when I was traveling Thailand, I just thought it would be cool to. There's Wat Dang Phra monastery. It's a few hours outside of Bangkok, and you basically go and like it's free. You give like a small donation, and like the monk basically reads you. You turn around and they like do the hammer and chisel tattoo into you without telling you what the tattoo is, and it's basically just like his read of who you are. And it was really
Yeah.
funny. He didn't see it, but my favorite number is 9, and it was tattooed here on my arm. And I got this tattoo called the 9 Spires, which is really cool. And so it's like my
Very auspicious.
favorite tattoo. Yeah, and I plan. The idea is to go back over your life, each chapter of your life or whatever, and add on to it and fill your whole back up. So I plan on going back soon and doing that and adding something to it. Um, but yeah,
That's awesome, man.
a little shit tattoo will be somewhere on me at some point, and
Yeah, I see.
yeah, that'll be probably maybe one other crypto tattoo. We'll see. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. Now I'm just here and I'm kind of just floating, but I'm floating with the right people. Um, I've got the best friends in the space imaginable. I mean, it's I feel grateful and really lucky to have gotten here. I
Mm.
don't really know how it happened. Because when I was on my IRL account in 2017, like nobody was talking to me, and then I made this fake account with a dude's profile picture that I found on page 3 of Google, and he actually
What what
he found out about it.
what what is that?
I just Googled Facebook boomer selfie and went to page 3 and picked one, and and that's what it turned out to be. And people thought it was me for the longest time. Some people still think it is. I've got my IRL account in my bio, but people still think it's me sometimes. But like, he plays
I
for a
was
metal.
weirdly operating, dude. I was operating on the fucking impression that that was like just a really whack photo of you. Like,
No, yeah. A lot
holy
of people.
shit!
Yeah, no. He plays in a metal band, and he found out about it, and he like posted it on his Instagram because he thought it was so funny. And I was like, oh, good, he's not going to sue me. Perfect. So like
That's
that was
ideal.
yeah. I mean, I'll still throw him some money at some point just for the, he gave his face gave me a second chance at a career. But
Is the metal band any good?
I have no idea. I haven't listened to it. Sorry, guy.
Like I see.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, bro.
yeah, me and Grug did some research one night and found him, and he's got merch. I should buy his merch. I should buy his hat. Actually, that's what I should do, and
Oh,
that'd be
that's
good.
definitely something to add.
Yeah,
That's sick.
yeah, I'll find him. But yeah, so I made him. I tried to change my profile picture 100 times, and people are just like, "Fuck you, change it back." Like my engagement just plummets immediately. So it's like I don't have a
Oh, that's
choice.
brilliant, dude.
Yeah, and I can't get people to quit calling me I go by like my name's Michael. I go by Rio, my middle name, Reo. I try and get people to call me Rio, which is what I go by in real life. But the pancakes won't go away, and I'm like, I fucking hate that name so much. And it's just like
Man.
I can't go IRL now. like I can't change everything to IRL or I'll look like fucking Mario Narfall or something because it's like it's just like I can't like go from
Yeah.
having this fake picture to like a real serious like shit. So I am Pancakes for now, and then I'll my IRL account's building. That's
Yeah.
where I'll do all my music stuff. One of the podcasts I host will be on that account. But I'll be sunsetting Pancakes slowly over the next year. Not leaving for good, but more just like not in the trenches and just not, it's a lot.
Mm.
Crypto's a
That makes
lot.
sense, man. And
Yeah.
it's so like, yeah, it can be just so like, I don't know, above the shoulders, acidic kind of like high tempo kind of shit all the time. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Especially
it's
if you
so full
believe
on, man.
if you believe everyone on the timeline and read everything and like I
Ugh.
filter I don't believe one fucking thing I read on the time. Like nothing. None of it's useful. Like you just none of it you gotta
Yeah.
figure something else out. So like I use the timeline to grow my brand and my account. Uh I treat
Mm.
Twitter as a video game, um but an ethical video game. I refuse to do like the sellout stuff and the paid chill stuff. I want to be there's very few people that are like I think good for the space. And I'm not saying I'm some shining light or anything, but like if you can at least not be a bad guy, it's
Yeah.
one positive thing. So like I try not to be. Um, Sometimes I pop off a bit and have some words with some people, but like for the most part, I'm pretty chill. I can't remember the last time I've been angry. To be honest, like it's
Mm.
been years since I've been angry. Nothing makes me angry really. So the timeline's very easy for me to navigate. A lot of people
Yep.
get really emotional about it, and I think you know EQ over IQ when it comes to the timeline. IQ's
Yeah.
good, EQ's a lot better. Just because people see things and they don't want to see you arguing with people like, they want to see you handle controversy gracefully and they want to see you handle hate gracefully and like not be affected by it. And that's just one of the skills I've always had is like nothing really offends me, nothing really bothers me. Like you can say whatever you want about me. It doesn't really matter. It's the internet. I have my best friends.
Mm.
I have my real friends in real life, and I love people on the timeline, and I've met real friends on the timeline. But at the end of the day, like what people say really don't affect what I
Yeah. It's
feel.
like Twitter's not a real place at the end of the
It's not.
day.
Yeah, it's Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle. Yeah, it's not fucking real.
Yeah.
It's it's
It's
just
eh, yeah.
I mean, I get that some people are saying it's getting more and more real. I'm like, yeah, but go outside for a few minutes and maybe you change your mind.
Yeah.
And
It's
like,
such a weird contradiction because it's like you can spend so much time online, but in a sense you do have to kind of not even blunt yourself, but kind of switch off the monkey brain that wants to just react to shit and be like, ugh. Um,
yeah,
and I feel like I've
yeah,
always had an easy time on the internet. I feel like it's, I'm 27 and I feel like the
oh,
people, maybe it's not true for everyone, but I feel like a lot of people kind of raised, you know, with the internet coming in like late teen years, you kind of do just, you either let it kind of fuck you up or you kind of just learn to navigate it and be relaxed and be chill.
we're
Like
we're a
it's,
unique
it's
generation
posts.
where we saw like both sides a little bit. Like we saw like
Mm,
when the internet barely worked, and then like where we are now. You know,
yeah.
and we're doing a fully professional podcasts on iPhones and like you know what I mean. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
it is
I'm
what
in
it
literally
is.
the corner of my little dining room, living
Oh,
room setup
I'm
thing.
in my I'm
Just,
in my friend's Airbnb's. I'm in his bedroom at his Airbnb.
yeah.
I'm gonna run a podcast from like 30 different cities around the world. Like it's just we're in such a different world than we were younger, and I feel like the generation before us doesn't get it. The generation after us is too deep in it, and
Mm,
like so like they have issues there. They don't know the real world enough. So I feel like our generation has this unique ability to balance it correctly if we try to. And if we put effort into it, and I think the millennials have like a really good chance to navigate the internet correctly because we've seen both sides
yeah.
and we understand both sides, and we real like at some point I'll walk away from social media completely. I have a very strong um, philosophical opinion on how detrimental social media is just for the
Mm,
brand, just
that's interesting.
for humans,
Yeah.
which is ironic for what I do. But
Yeah.
it's like you got to make like I only make money to support the people I love. I live a very minimalistic lifestyle. I live in a small apartment, and like the only thing I'll ever buy in my life is one big comfy house. That's it. I'll never buy cars. I'll never
Yeah.
buy any. You know, I just want to travel and live in a comfortable house, provide for a family, provide for my family, provide for my friends. So you got to do what you got to do and play the role that you're good at. But like at the end of the day, eventually I'm going to turn it off. You know.
I
Um,
think that's like a Navalism of some sort of like play the game to
yeah.
leave the game,
That
essentially.
one of my favorite quotes. You have to
Yeah.
you have to play the game better than everyone else to be able to leave the game, and
Mm,
I believe that wholeheartedly, and that's kind of my goal, and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. I still have a little bit. I still have some time left and some work to put in, and I'm exhausted because the last 3 years have wrecked me. Crypto is hard. Like it is. If you really care about trying to do things in it, nonstop.
it's all
No,
the time, man.
no
It is
days off.
just like,
Especially if you're trying to
yep.
work jobs like we are. You know what I mean? Like it's not like if you got to make money and then also pay attention to crypto, it's like fuck. It's like it's just it's
Yeah.
tough. But we also are blessed. And it like if I had to work a crypto job the rest of my life, that ain't that bad. You know.
That's the
You
other
know.
thing. It's like it's so full on, but I'm like, if you compare it to working in a factory in like, I don't know, the early 1900s, putting lids on cans,
We're kind of
I'm choosing
privileged.
this. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
we are. I try, and that's what another thing that doesn't make me upset about certain things is like I don't get upset about money things that much. I don't really like. I take every L as a responsibility to myself. Like whether
Mm,
it was getting scammed or like something happened that I think was wrong or whatever, it was my fault. In some, you know what I mean? I walked into it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't get the right contract signed, or I clicked on the link I shouldn't have, or whatever. I take every L as my fault, and I think that's a good mindset to have in crypto because you start blaming people, um, you start getting vindictive and getting angry, and
mm,
emotions are a bad thing to have in crypto. As like robot as that sounds, is like you really need a clear mind,
yeah.
and it's the most difficult space other than music. I will say music is much more difficult to navigate than crypto. But
Okay, that's interesting.
so,
Because I mean,
so
I
that's
have no idea about the music industry. Like, I'm very much in just, immersed in crypto at the moment. I'm
yeah,
a huge music enjoyer in the
sure.
sense that I listen to a lot of it. Like, and I've always been, very heavily involved in just like, you know, it's always been something that's really, really interested me. Like,
Yeah,
but
I think it heals the world. To be honest, I think
yeah,
music in the right way is our only piece. In the right way, and which is why I manage Monrovia. I think he makes music that can heal the world, and I truly believe that, or I wouldn't be putting so much
mm,
time into it. But like the music industry is so, the traditional music industry is so much more difficult to navigate than crypto. And there's various
how
reasons for
so?
that. There could be a whole podcast on that alone, but I'll just say
Yeah,
that.
okay,
Like,
okay,
I'll say like coming from music into crypto made crypto a lot easier to navigate. Um, it's a lot.
fascinating.
People think crypto's tough and cutthroat, and then you get deep into the industry, and you're like, oh, like they really are out to fuck you. And
Mm,
it just it is what it is. But like, I'm ready to go back. I'm a lot different than when I was 20 years old, sitting in SoundCloud offices, like shaking, not knowing what to say. And like, I'm 10 years older now, and I'm ready to come out full force. I think Monrovia is going to win a Grammy in 2026, and
hell yeah.
I think he's going to be the first musician to win a Nobel Peace Prize ever. Um, Bob Dylan won a Nobel Prize for literature, and I want Mon to win a Nobel Peace Prize. So that's my goal for him, and I think he's up to the task. We have a very long road ahead of us, but it's
Hmm.
starting out very, very well. And
Okay.
that's just kind of my passion. I know that's not crypto related, but like it's just kind of like where I'm going. And then working with Imogen Heap is really cool because She's been in blockchain for 8 years, and
I did
yeah,
not know that. What?
she was one. I think she might have been the first artist to put her music on blockchain. And
Really?
she's been in blockchain for 8 years. She's deep into AI. She has a voice model, an AI voice model she built herself called Mojin that can answer something like 90% of her fans' Q&As without her being there, which is insane.
Jesus.
Um, so, think OpenAI, except she like figured it out just for her, just specifically for her, over the last few years. And she does so much. She's focused on tech. She's on AI, making beautiful music, changing the music
Mm.
industry. Creative Passport is a company I want to help her with really bad, where we're going to try and use blockchain to um, streamline music music payments to artists without middlemen. Something like 70% of the money owed to musicians never get into their hands, which is really sad because of just ignorance, not in a negative way, but literally not knowing how to get it, and also
Mm.
gatekeepers and that kind of thing. So it's a really big push against the industry. A lot of the big companies don't like it, but over our talk, I was like, look, like this is in 2017. My biggest thing I saw in crypto was like music. This solves music problems. So
Mm.
perfect
Okay.
mesh, perfect
Do you
mesh.
think that do you think that like, blockchain stuff and the music industry can mesh well? Because I mean, I'm
Yeah.
very. It's not that I'm like I come to it with a natural skepticism of like a lot of companies jump in with like, oh, blockchain fixes this, like the meme of like, yeah, here you go, and it kind of just adds a fuckload of extra steps, and then you end up being like, this feels like a
Yeah.
convoluted
The
solution to
diff
something that could have been solved without a blockchain. Do you think that there's
most
like
things. Well,
something?
I have a lot of opinions on like crypto. Web 3 music is what they'll call it. Is like people
Yep.
think Web 3 music is the answer, and I'm like, you guys are way off track. Like you've got to go
Mm.
build a fan base in the traditional way, whether you like it or not. But the way I think things fix it, unfortunately, Spotify fired their head of Web 3, which is not a great idea in my opinion.
Hmm.
The way I see it, initially, the first steps would be, Spotify pays quarterly, and there's middlemen involved. They could easily build a blockchain that just pays out royalties daily, weekly, or monthly, or whatever, straight to the artist with low transaction costs. I thought that in 2017. I believe that even fully now with a lot of the innovation we've seen in lower gas costs. I think they can make it seamless. I think we'll see that in the next 5 to 10 years. But then it goes a level deeper where Creative Passport, Image and Heaps company is really focusing on, which is a whole rabbit hole, but basically just really identifying what pieces of music artists have worked on and like what pieces of songs they've done and like who's worked with whom and like who's engineered what, and it's like
So
it's just
essentially,
a
like almost like a segmented royalty tracking system,
sort of, yeah.
almost.
It's
Yeah.
almost it's more of an ecosystem of who's done what with whom, you know, and it's
Mm.
like and then also the payment, also the royalty payment, streamlining. So it's a big task. She's been working on it for about 8 years now, it's still a work in progress. So I pretty much told her like, look, I want to help you with this. So that's what that's also one thing I'm working on too is like figuring that out.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. In the end, I think after this year, I'll be able to relax and just settle into music and be
Mm.
blockchain adjacent. I'll always be on the timeline being goofy, but like no more airdrop chasing, no more coin chasing. I'll invest in what I believe in, um, and I'll just manage my dream. My only thing I care about in life is bringing musicians, is seeing my musician friends achieve their dreams. I
Mm.
figured out really early that was my purpose in life. So like it hurts not being able to do that the last 3 years, but it's put me in a financial position to be able to do it again. So it was like a kind of a step along the road. So yeah, I'm not like this traditional crypto guy that's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be in crypto forever. Like I don't want to be.
Mm.
Um,
Very
I
fair.
just
Yeah.
don't. It's just it's cool, it's fun, money, this and that. But like at the end of the day, there's more things. There's more to life than this, as Bjork would say. And like it's like, are you really happy? Are you really really happy doing this? I don't know. Maybe some people are.
Mm.
Maybe a lot of people are. I'm not, to be honest. Like I'm not
Yep.
happy doing this every day. I want to work with musicians every day. Um, and that's what I did since I was 18, sleeping on hotel floors, doing tours, and like driving around the country. So I'm ready to do that again. Just, obviously not
Yep.
on hotel floors.
Yep.
Slightly
A
higher
little
level,
better this time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a little bit
No, that's
better this
awesome,
time.
man. And
So yeah,
I'm
that's I mean
fucking.
that's kind of my
I
goal.
mean,
So yeah.
yeah, I'm very much. I agree with that bigly in the sense that, like, if I was to just sit and just look at coins and just do charts all the time, I don't think that's. I think there's a very specific type of person that suits, um,
I
and
think
I don't think that's
most
most
people,
people.
yeah, I think a lot of people lie to themselves that that's what they want to do, which is fine. Um, it brings in the income, but I think most people have dreams that they want to do or other things they want to do, and they'll get there. Like crypto is a unique space where you can make generational wealth very quickly, and if
Mm.
you do the right things. Um, but man, if I'm in crypto 4 years from now, I swear to God, Jesus Christ.
Well,
If I have to go through another bear market, I'm going back to
remind me
delivering
of this in 4 years. We'll check in and
yeah.
go, oh, fuck
Yeah,
it. I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
Screenshot it, yeah. I'm going back to delivering Amazon packages. I'm done. No,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I'm still young. I admit I could mess up this cycle and have to stick around again. But Monrovia is on a track that is essentially inevitable. And
Mm.
then I have two more very talented artists that I started managing when I was 18 that I intend to start working with again that are both doing very well in their own right. Um, one just had a song in the new Creed movie, and then the other one's about to drop an album that
Sick.
is
Can you share
co-signed.
who that is? Or are you keeping that low key?
I'll keep that low key, but the
Easy.
art, yeah, the artist that I'm working with right now is Monrovia,
Yeah.
Monrovia. He's huge everywhere except Twitter. My goal by the end of January is 10K on Twitter. He's at about 1.2, so I got some work to do. But
Okay.
that's kind of what my
I'll
goal
go
is, right?
add my name to following for what it's worth.
Oh, cool, awesome, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on. I got some ideas. We'll figure it out. But yeah, and then
Sick, man.
doing this tour with him, and then hopefully shooting like a documentary in Africa. He's from Liberia, so he was rescued during the Liberian War as like a child soldier, or almost a child soldier, and brought to the U.S. and has an incredible story. And he's like the most positive human being ever, and just sings music that just
Damn.
touches people's souls. And he, I think he's what the world needs right now as a musician. So I truly see him as a generational like Beatles,
Mm.
Michael Jackson artist, and that's just I swing for the fences when I do things. I mean, I don't do things unless I think they can be the biggest thing in their niche, and I
Yeah.
think he can be that. So I'm working really hard to make that happen. But yeah, other than that, man, with
That's
crypto,
incredible, man.
I'm gonna be around. I'm gonna be around for a long next 12 months at least.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be all
with
over
the crypto
spaces.
stuff, sick. With the crypto stuff, like in the time that you are still around, what is the goal with consensual chaos? Because it's still very, I don't know, it's very mysterious. I kind of like
Not
tried to look into it, and I was like, huh,
not a crypto podcast at all.
not a crypto podcast. Okay.
Nope, not at all. That was the goal. I'm sure we'll have some crypto people on there. It's a
Mhm.
completely whatever we want podcast. So,
Ah, sick. Okay.
like, I like it's myself, Mishka, who's like a giga brain, Jim, who's like a giga brain in his own right, um, and we have some really big guests that we're working on. We're also able to, since there's three of us, we're able to play the angle of just having us three do a podcast. So like, really, it's just three really good friends who came together and they were like, we just want to talk once a week about stuff. And
That's cool.
I'm very good at marketing podcasts. Not a lot of podcasts market correctly, and I think I can make it a big one. especially with some of the guests we have that we're talking about. Um, so I'm excited. I'm more excited about that than a lot of things too. Which I say that about everything because I'm doing so many things. But it's like
Oh
I
man.
just can't help it, man. I just like doing stuff, and as long as it's mine. I
Yeah.
like doing things as long as
Um,
I'm making either I'm making the decisions or I'm making the decisions equally with partners that are okay with what did Jeff Bezos say? Like disagree and commit.
yeah.
Working with partners that are okay with like disagreeing with your opinion, but if we go with that direction, we're all committing to it. So I need that in my life really bad. I can't just work with a company that's just going to tell me what to do and like maybe I disagree with it
Yeah,
and
dude.
kind of lose passion for it and it is what it is. So that's kind of my goal. We'll see, but I am
That's
going to be
cool, man.
very very crypto involved. Like I said, three of the four podcasts I'll be running actually. Well, two of the four me and Jim's will be probably won't be very crypto centric. We just want to talk shit, and he really he really don't want to talk about crypto anymore. He's so tired of it.
That's
Um,
very fair. I say I'm not at that point yet, but I can feel myself getting there.
yeah,
It'll arrive for
yeah,
me.
yeah. I just came from
Uh,
I started doing what I love when I was 18, and then I realized I wasn't making any money, and I was getting older, and I was getting I was like I got to figure something out. But
mm,
I know what my passion is, and it's music. Um, so I'm cool with not talking about crypto, but like, so the gym space it'll be about crypto, but it'll be more
yeah.
jokey. And then like the spaces I do with Tim Exile and Endless will be like very music focused. And then I'll do the Wassieverse space, crypto, Monad space, crypto. And then the podcast will be whatever the hell it is. We don't know yet. It's consensual
Yeah.
chaos. That's why we called it that. We don't know what we're getting into.
That's that's fantastic. I feel
We
like
we first, we filmed the first episode this week, just us three, and we're just gonna just like free ball it. I don't plan anything when I go into these things. I'm just like see what happens. So
nice. Nah,
yeah,
that's
man.
awesome. What's the deal with so you like the one final thing that I see you like very much in is like the Monad side of things. What's the deal with B&D on? Are you B&D for Monad or
I'm working with Monad. I'll
okay?
say that for now. Yeah, that's all I can say for now. I know Tunes and Intern and John Rich very well, and Fitz very well, and I'm co-hosting the spaces. But I'm working with Monad on some things.
Okay. Cool.
Um, it'll be more obvious soon, but like that's yeah. I'm working with they pretty much hit me up a couple days ago during some of the mania stuff, and they were just like, "Do you want to work for us?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Fuck it,
Yeah.
fuck it.
I'll do it. No, that's
Yeah,
rad.
Monad's great.
Oh man.
I've been I
Bef-
if you can build a good community like they have, I'm bullish. Like
yeah.
that's great. So they kind of want me a little bit of help with the community stuff, BD stuff, whatever, whatever. We'll figure it out. But yeah, yeah, that'll come to light more and more. But very bullish Monad. Um, pretty much bullish ETH and Solana airdrop season right now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously bullish Solana long term because like I think here's my thesis on Solana is like they're doing a whole bunch of airdrops to get people to come back and kind of save their name a little bit, and I think
Yeah.
it's going to work. Um, and their infrastructure is great. Every app I use on Solana runs so smooth. It's so great.
Yeah.
So whether
That's
they're
where I've kind of been at with Solana was very much not using it, having it shield to me at like $20, ignoring that, um, then actually using it and being like, ah, shit, this is pretty quick, and I don't have
yeah
to spend
yeah
$40 on gas every time. This is all right.
oh it's great. Oh I don't have to think about what's in my wallet. You just get $10 in
Yeah,
there, everything will work forever.
yeah,
And like I'm not, but also to be fair, the most of what I hold is ETH.
mm.
So take that as you will.
I'm
Uh,
in a similar boat, so yeah,
yeah, I think everything's built on ETH right now. I think it'll go up, but like as far as the major caps are concerned, ETH, Solana, that's about it. I own one shitcoin called Monkey Haircut for a joke.
hey, yeah, nice,
It's on Solana. It's like the memes are funny. I was like, yeah, why not? And
yeah,
I was like, fuck it. And they're good guys. But for that, I don't, it's not, don't buy it. But like, it's just like, it's just like, it's fun.
Yeah, I think the
I don't
only
like,
reason to buy meme coins is if it actually makes you laugh. Because then it's like, fuck
exactly.
it. Like a little bit here, who cares? If it pulls a whiff, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, I got a giggle.
I own a few of those. I won't mention any more of them, but like, that's why I don't tell people what
Yeah.
I'm invested in. Cause it's like, now people tell me like, I tweeted something about Z today and one of my good friends. And I was like fading Z at this point is like a better tell on your intelligence than like the ACT score or something like that. And somebody was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, who paid you to say that?" And I was like, "Okay, here we go." I was like, I'm
But this
getting
is
to
the
the
issue, man. You get a
like
couple followers, and then everyone starts just yelling
I
because you
I
said
just don't
something
care.
about, you mention a ticker, and it's like, oh, he
Oh
told me
yeah,
to. It's like, no, he didn't.
I'll never
Yeah.
mention a ticker. I'll say that.
Madness.
Like
Yep.
I'll never mention a ticker. But like my thesis is, look, I'm just on Twitter like you are. I have a lot of followers. I'm not gonna shill any coins.
Hmm.
If you're not okay with what I can have to say, you can fuck off and unfollow me, and that's it. I don't care. I don't. I really don't. I like
Yeah,
genuinely
sick.
don't. I could make zero more followers right now and be better positioned in the industry than most people. I'm fine. So it's like
Yeah.
I tweet what I want, you know. Which is another good thing about not having like a real job is like I tweet what I want. So and I
You got
stay
that
legal.
asymmetry of risk. You're just like,
Yeah,
I do
and
what I like.
it
You
makes me
got that
better
fuck
money
you social
on like
presence. Yeah.
dude, my engagements of like a 70K Twitter account on crypto, and I have like 27K, like because I tweet whatever I want, and like I do well, and I make a little bit of money on Twitter stuff, and like whatever, like Twitter payments. I don't care. Twitter's a
Oh,
video
that
game.
reminds me. Your pinned tweet is, you know, kind of like a really, really nice short sermon on shit posting. You know,
Yeah,
what, how does one get good at shit posting in your
you
eyes?
you don't you, it's spontaneity. It comes from within. You stop thinking. You have to let
It's
go.
raw.
It's not just raw. It's spontaneity, and it's acting immediately without thought, and it's just whatever you feel, you know?
Do you think Jack Kerouac would have been a good shit poster?
Yeah. I think the Dalai, or not, no, I think the Buddha would have been a great shit poster. I think a lot of old school Japanese monks would have been a great shit poster. Alan Watts would have been a great shit poster.
An
Um,
Alan Watts shit post. Damn.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think I learned a lot of my shit posting from Eastern philosophy.
Yeah.
I'll give that alpha. Eastern philosophy and
Z-
Zen and
Zen and the
medicine.
art of shit posting. Yeah.
There's a book. I might write it.
That's it. There
Um,
you go.
I mean, I meditate daily, and I try my best to clear my head when I can. I'm not perfect. I still have my issues, but like being free of your mind and your thoughts. And shout out to Malls on Twitter. She's my guide slash therapist that helps me a lot with this kind of stuff. But like,
What's her at? Sorry, Malls.
Malls one mind. Just if you type in Malls, you'll find her. Molls.
Okay, easy.
Incredible human being from London. She's worked with me for 6 months and brought my anxiety from 100 to about 15%, like within 6 months. And it's because we're on the right path. We're on the same path. We're on the same wavelengths. And like I said, I'm not a spiritual person. I don't believe in anything, but I do think there's something to a lot of the Eastern philosophy practices that can help you be better at emotional control and shit posting, ironically. But yeah, there is art to it. It can't
Mm.
be taught, it can only be known, but everyone can do it. You just have to find it. And it sounds so cheesy, it's just shit posting.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I
Waxing
just
philosophy on shit posting. Here we are,
yeah,
man.
yeah. I just tweet whatever I think about. It's not that deep. People are just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, your Twitter is like, how are you so good and funny and deep at the same time?" I'm like, like, I'm drinking Chardonnay and like smoking a cigarette and just like sitting on the patio tweeting. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I really
Yeah.
have no like. People are like, "Teach me how to tweet." And I'm like, I can't. Like
It can't be
either
taught. Yeah.
you will figure it out if you don't want to. That's like you have to stop trying. It's the best advice I could give anybody. It's like the whole like Alan Watts has this like metaphor where he's like, if you're that one kid who can't swim and you're in the pool and you're trying so hard to swim, and the moment you give up and you know you can't swim anymore, that's when you learn how to
Mm,
swim. And it's like that mindset is like applies to a lot of things in life. Like the moment you just let go and just like let the universe take its course and let your brain be clear and not let outside influence affect it, you get good at what you're doing. And that's
yeah.
kind of been what I'm trying to lean into. I'm not very good at it yet, but I'm getting there. Uh, Malls has helped me a
Nice,
lot
man.
with that. She's great. But I would say with crypto, I guess we're approaching like an hour. But like with crypto, just
Yeah.
if you see it on the timeline, be careful. Uh, have some conviction. I'm a high conviction player. I get that if you don't have a lot of money, you need to do some gambling. Um, but just be a high conviction player. You might lose. When you lose, don't get angry at anyone but yourself. Don't even get angry. Just don't blame anyone but yourself. And like keep going. Never give up. It doesn't matter how many cycles
Yep.
it takes. Just keep going. If you're committed to crypto and that's how you want to make your wealth, fucking keep doing it. And
Oh
eventually
yeah,
something
man.
will click. Eventually you'll fucking get it. Eventually.
Yeah. Before we
So
wrap up, I do want to ask. You know, you're a purveyor of fine hats. Um, you know, and just crypto merch in general. Like when did you first start collecting, and then like what's your favorite item in the collection at the moment?
uh the hat meme started when SBF got arrested. And
Shit.
I was like, send me an FTX hat, bro. And I would DM him every day because like we've DM'd in the past, and so I had open DMs with him, and I was like, bro, like he wasn't arrested yet, but he was in the process of it. I was like, bro,
It
hurry
was
up.
coming.
I was like, send me a hat before it's too late. Hurry up. Don't forget about the hat. I need the hard hats that you wore when you were doing the fake charity work. I need like this. I need everything. And people were like, I was screenshotting my DMs to them, and people thought it was so funny. People started sending me hats. And I was like, this is a hilarious meme. And now every protocol sends me a hat. And if they don't, I just ask them for it. And then they do it.
Can I have a
My,
hat?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So any hats you got, send them to me. I'll add in my collections. I love hats anyway. And, you know, my favorite hat right now is Jim Talbot's orange hat. It just has his PFP, his cat PFP on it. It's orange, and he gave me his one of one orange one. They were all gray, but he gave me a one of one orange, which I was proud of.
Nice.
And I'm excited to get home because the base team sent me an all black hat that says "based" with a D on it in all
Ooh,
black, and it was minted out. And they sent me one. Actually, they sent me five.
that's sick.
They sent me five of them. They were supposed to go to my old team, but now I will keep them. So, but now you know. So I now have five of those. So I'll give them away. But you
Yeah,
know,
I feel like you're entitled to those hats, man.
they're my hats.
Uh,
And
yep.
but yeah, so that'll be one of my favorites. But right now, Jim Talbot's giving me the best hat I've ever owned. Monad's a quick second. Love Monad hat.
Mm,
The pith hat I wore today because it fits well, and I wanted to shout out Giga Bear because he gave it to me in East Denver. I got to meet him for the first time. I'm gonna try and wear a different hat on every podcast, so we'll see how that goes. But I need more. That means I need more hats, guys. So like, the more the merrier.
well, I make hats. I'll send you some hats.
Let's go.
I'll send you a couple. I'll send you
I love
a
it.
cross section of stuff. Oh man,
If you have
dude.
like a coin if Cointelegraph has hats, whoever has hats, send me a hat.
Ooh, we'll get a Cointelli hat your way as well. Yeah, I'll hit up someone and be like, "Hey, can we get a hat?"
I would love it because I
Yeah,
can
man.
tweet them all and I rep them all. So it's all free promo.
Yeah, man.
I don't want your coins. I want your hats. So free advisory roll for hats. But
I will not shill coins, but I will shill hats.
oh,
Nice, man.
absolutely. That's my rule. If you have a good hat, you're not a scam. That's the rule. So that's about my
That's it,
that's my
dude.
benchmark. Yeah, man. I
That's a
appreciate you having
good
me
litmus
on.
test.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
no,
Oh
thanks so
no,
much for coming on, man.
it is a good litmus test. People need to do better with merch too. People are terrible at merch. Hit me up if you want. Actually, don't hit me up, but do better with merch. Like y'all are, come on, like Polygon, y'all can do better. I
Okay.
have some Polygon merch, and they're just, oof, they got too much money to be making like gildan t-shirts. So, I don't know. I'm a merch maxi, so I was very high quality with the Wassie merch. I'm just really anal about it. Um,
Yep. I
but
mean, I
yeah,
respect
man.
that. I have to up my game, man. Jesus, I'm still running very basic shit, but I'm like, I gotta.
Well,
That's my one goal this year is to like ramp it and make it actually sick. Like, I want to get the heavy cotton, like vintage washed, like oversized tees and shit
oh,
going.
dude,
And yeah,
I'm networked with 12 factories in China that can do anything you need. So let me know.
huh, I
You
might,
can do whatever you want. It's great.
I
That's
might
how
take
we did
you up
all the
on
ones.
that. That's sick.
Yeah, like what? I'll put you in a group chat with one person, and it's as easy as that. And you'll get some good shit. So,
Goddamn.
yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, so
Anyway, bro.
any hats you have, I will welcome them. I appreciate you having me on. I'm gonna jump and hop back in with the boys,
Dude,
and I'm gonna go farm
easy, bro.
some tinsor and some margin fly. So I'm gonna go farm some airdrops.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
And, oh yeah, real quick, Anders, put monkey haircut as a lender on margin five right now, or
We
I'm
need
gonna
those lending pools.
or I'm taking everything out of margin five immediately. Anyway, I'm just joking. I love Anders. He's a good friend.
No,
But
I'll upload this and tag Margin Fi in it immediately. Be
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
guys,
Make this one a clip. Make that one thing a clip.
monkey,
Yeah, yeah. I
monkey
love it.
lending immediately.
I
Done,
need
dude.
monkey haircut lending
If you
immediately.
can do it for whiff, you can do it for monkey.
If you can do it for guac, come on, guys. Like, come on. But anyway, all right, man. I appreciate you having me on. I'm gonna
Yeah, bro.
jump. Happy to come on anytime. Happy to do anything. I do spaces 4 times a week. Come on anytime. Jump up and speak. You're always welcome. So I appreciate you.
Legendary, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. Cheers,
Absolutely. All right, brother. Peace out.
dude. Have a great day, man.
Yep. You
Catch ya.
too. Peace.